Welcome, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. And just a little bit about the program before we get started. For some people new that are looking at this is the 5-day Slimdown Kickstart program. And today I'm your host, Marie-France Garon, and we have co-host Heather Billing with us and co-creator of this program. So we've put this together and all started this year with the program. And here on that slide, you can see that we have some amazing nutritional product that we recommend that you use on the program. It will help with elimination, with gut health, and of course with the weight loss. And also we have a guide. It's the 5-day Slimdown Kickstart guide. It's got 33 pages of really great information. It's got food lists and it's got the whole protocol of the program as well. And it also has some testimonials in there as well of the people that have started. And if you can see also, we started at the beginning of this year, and we did our first 5-day slim down on the 8th of January this year. And we had 16 people the first time we did it together, and we all together lost 34 kilos, 75 pounds. So that was pretty exciting. Now, there's many more that have lost weight, but there's so much more than weight loss to this program. It's all about your health. It's about your hormone. And this is the topic for today. And it's been really a life-changing experience for many people. And it's not just for 5 days. We also have you covered in the book. We have the next step after the first 5 days is the Slim Down for Life, because we have a program that we can continue on and then get back to a Kickstart program whenever you're ready. Like today, 1st of May, can you believe it? Wow. So it's an opportunity for all those that have been on the program to maybe kickstart again. And also for those new people that are joining, we have quite a few new people starting this week. So it's been great to see that more and more people are joining in. Now, where do you find this booklet with the information? Inside our Facebook group, the 5-day Slimdown Kickstart Facebook group. All of the information is there, and it's a great community. It's a great place where people connect, and we share testimonials, recipe, experience, challenges. Everything is there in the Facebook group. It's really lots of camaraderie and connecting with the other members. So let's get on now with our topic for today. It has been really exciting. Heather and I, we just completed a course, a mastermind course, and we're going to share a little bit about it today. So the title of this Zoom call is Fasting for Hormonal Harmony at Any Age. So that's what we're going to touch on more today. And but before we get started, like for those people that are not so familiar with fasting, so we can take it slow, one little step at a time, and Heather will give you more information and give you all the guidance on that. So I'm turning it over to you, Heather Billing.
Thank you, Marie-France, and I really believe it's a great time to be alive because we have access to so much information at our fingertips. We can go on our phones or onto our laptops or wherever, and we can look for information and it's available to us, which is the exciting thing about the course that we recently did. So just a little bit of background on that. When we were putting this program together, one of my favorite books that we've based this on is Fast Like a Girl. And it's a fantastic book. I've recommended it to many people. And if you haven't actually gotten hold of it, it is a great resource to kind of understand not only all the benefits of fasting, but how it relates to our hormonal cycle. And so we were privileged to be part of a mastermind group where that we learnt even more. And now, Marie-France, if I can just share as well that I've decided to do the certification course with Fast Like a Girl, which basically means that I'll be getting all the juicy stuff, all the in-depth stuff, and I will also be then able to coach people because I will actually be certified in that particular, with that kind of information. So I'm really excited about that. That's an 8-week course I'm going to be doing. And of course, all the knowledge I'm receiving, I will be sharing with you guys as much as possible. So yeah, that's exciting because for those of you who know me, I'm passionate about hormones. I have been for a long time, and I feel that this is a perfect marriage when we do the fasting and we do it in accordance with our hormonal cycle as well. And everybody's at different stages in our lives, and in particular men, their hormonal cycle is every 24 hours. So it's turning over every 24 hours. So a lot of the fasting that has been put out there, programs, has been based on men. And so men can pretty much do anything when it comes to the fasting because they don't necessarily need to take into consideration where they are in their cycle. So, but us women, us powerful women, we are rhythmic. We have cycles that we go through. And if we're still having our menstrual cycle, well, then that is kind of easy to work with. But then, of course, we get through the various stages of life where that our menstrual cycle is a bit erratic or it disappears completely, and then we get into menopause and post-menopause. But something to be aware of is that we still are cycling, regardless of what age that we're at. And so if we actually work in conjunction with that, then our results can be so much better with fasting and with the program. So I don't want to sort of overwhelm you with too much information because I do get excited about it. But just know that in the background of this program, we'll be able to provide little strategies perhaps that might just shift you off a plateau. You may have been doing the program for a little while and you're sort of like, oh, I'm just sort of stuck here. No matter what I do, I can't sort of shift that little bit extra. Well, the strategies that we can share that will actually help you just get through that, and then it will actually assist you with reducing a little bit more weight, and then you'll be fine. So these are all things that we're looking forward to sharing. And some of those things, and I know Corella is a little bit aware of this, some of those things are looking at the length of our fasts as well. So for those that are just starting, in the program, we're actually recommending that you're fasting for 16 hours. And if you've never done any fasting before, you might sort of think, oh my goodness, how will I go that long without food? And so we have made some suggestions that if you feel that that's too long initially, then you just gradually build it up. Obviously, the quicker that you can build it up, the better results that you'll have. However, if we finish our evening meal and then we don't snack after dinner, and then we've got that wonderful period where we're sleeping and we're not getting up to snack or anything in that period, and then just pushing out our breakfast or our morning meal just slightly longer and just sort of getting into the habit of doing that is the way that we can get to that point where that it becomes easier, because it's like anything, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And so having said that, though, people that are now comfortable with that 16-hour fasting, you potentially can try for a 24-hour fast, which is so good for our gut health and our microbiome. So that's a reset. A lot of healing takes place because we're not putting food into our stomach, so it's able to do lots of other things. It doesn't have to worry about digesting. And for people that have any gut issues like, bloating, even flatulence, up to sort of irritable bowel type situations, which are more chronic, that kind of length of fast can be very beneficial. So we'll be sharing this information, not to overwhelm you today. We'll be sharing it as we learn more about it, and we'll do little Facebook Lives into the group so that for anyone that's interested, they can just click on that live and have all the information available to them. Just a little interesting story that we learnt from the course was that there was this particular gentleman. He was 300 pounds, I think he was, Marie-France, which is what, about 150 kilos, is it? Or is it sort of half? Or?
A little bit, 140, 150.
Yeah. So he was quite overweight, and he sought help from Mindy Pelz, Dr. Mindy Pelz, who actually wrote the Fast Like a Girl, and so it's not just for girls, right? That book. No. And she discovered that he was food addicted. So, like, when you look at our food today, we don't know what they're putting into it. If it hasn't come from nature, it's got all these extra things added to it, and we get addicted to the flavors and the colors and the preservatives and all that sort of stuff. And so we keep eating because that's what actually gives us that dopamine hit, feel good. So you eat something, you feel good, and then you get addicted to that high. And so he was having 12 soft drinks a day and lots of takeaway. And so she said to him, well, we're just going to take this slowly. We'll get you fasting. We're not going to change anything with your diet, but we'll get you fasting. And so that was something he'd never done before. So they gradually built it up. He pushed his breakfast back half an hour, and then an hour, and then 2 hours. And the results were absolutely astounding with the weight that he lost, and he was still eating all the terrible food. And so she worked with him over a period of time, of course, to then just limit his soft drinks to when he was at work. So when he was at home, he couldn't have any soft drinks. And what actually happened in that process was he retrained his brain, that he got to the point, like there was a big process of overhauling his whole diet over time. But he actually got to the point where that he stopped craving the sugars and the takeaway and all that sort of thing. So that's all to do with retraining. It's our habits, but also our microbiome, because that plays such an important part with not only our weight loss, but our cravings. And so that's what's very exciting about this program, is that the supplements that we've put together for you, they're really helping with the microbiome, the digestive system, so that you're steps ahead of other people potentially that are actually doing something similar, because we're actually feeding the body and giving it what it needs. And also, like, just one of the things that I've discovered with some of the longer fasts is that, and even, you can do it with your 16-hour fast, is that the minerals, depending on which country you're in, but the minerals, my goodness, they're amazing. So if you're, getting to a point where you're hungry, or you just sort of feel like you've hit a wall, having just a dose of the minerals, like the minerals is not supposed to be, I don't believe, a 1 to 2 dose a day. It can be something that you can have multiple of, because as we know with our food, it just doesn't have the nutrition in it. And a lot of us, maybe not that have been using Modere products for a while, but a lot of people are actually minerally deficient because our foods just don't have the minerals. And so we can, help us to get through all those sort of tough situations by just having a little bit of a swig of minerals. So just one other thing we learned, which I thought was very fascinating, is that there's a lot of girls, young women out there, 20 to 30-year-olds that don't actually have a cycle anymore. So even though they're in their reproductive years, they're not actually having a period. And what we learned was that there is a reason, of course, for you to have have a period, and it is a detoxification for the body. And so they've done studies on period blood. This might be a little bit graphic for some people, but it's fascinating, I think. So they've done studies on period blood, and what they've discovered is that the things that detox out of your body when you have your period are plastics, pesticides, phthalates, and forever chemicals. So if you think about that, there's a reason that the body does what it does. And obviously, if you're eliminating those kind of things out of your system, then your chances of disease are a lot less as well. So anyway, I thought that's all very exciting.
Yes, it is. Heather, I think I know that you can just share just one little thing about like these times of the month where it's suggested that maybe you're not so strict on your fasting.
Yes, definitely. That's a great point, Marie-France, because for people that do have a cycle, like obviously there's a whole system that you can follow, but the most important part, if you don't know any of that, is the most important part is the week before your cycle, so the last week of your cycle, so the week before your period is due, that's when progesterone is coming in, and progesterone does not like fasting. So progesterone, and that's why, you hear people talking about, I must be coming up to my period because, I'm just craving chocolate, or I just want to, have a bag of chips, or, craving carbs. And that is your hormones. That's progesterone telling you, please, I need some extra carbs during this time. So, of course, we're talking about, obviously, the good carbs wherever possible, like your sweet potatoes is a fantastic one to implement in that week, and try and make it as much as possible, the good carbs, of course. But your body will it will help with the whole cycle in your system. So that in particular is the most important time. If you're actually starting the program or even considering where you're at, it's always good to look at your cycle, because it will be so much harder for you if you decide to do the 5-day drop in the week before your period, because your body will be like, hey, what's going on? 1, you're fasting. 2, there's no carbs or none of the things that you actually need in that time. So it does really make a difference. So that's an important point for people that still have their cycle.
And we can reduce a little bit the time of fasting during that week.
Yes, definitely. So looking at maybe a maximum of 13 to 14 hours is probably would be enough.
Yeah.
And what I actually do, because I'm sort of trained myself not to now eat like when I get up. So instead, to actually break the fast, I'll have a nice cup of coffee with some pure cream in it, as an example, so that I don't actually have to eat something straight away, but I'm having a coffee with some cream, which will break the fast, and then I might wait, an hour or so, depending on what I've got going on, before then I actually eat something. So, yeah, or you can just have something really light initially to break the fast. Like one of my favourite ones is the avocado with the sauerkraut. That breaks the fast, but it's not a big, big meal that you have to have. Or you can just have some cottage cheese or a few nuts, or just something light like that. Is a great way to get started. So.
Wow. As you can see, there's a little bit of passion here, and Heather is in her element there when she talks about the hormone, and we're so excited about learning more from you, Heather. This was already really amazing. And for those people that are maybe looking at this for the first time, our topic for today's Zoom call was focusing on hormone and the fasting, of course. But Our program is very, very flexible. We help you, we can answer questions, and we can show you there's a lot of food to choose from. We have lots of suggestions, and inside our Facebook group, we have some recipes, some tips. So it's quite simple to follow. And as Heather mentioned, with the fasting, we suggest 16 hours, but again, take it one little step at a time if you're brand new to this, and let us help you with the whole program. Oh, so thank you, Heather. That was really outstanding. You want to add something else? Yes, go ahead.
I just thought of something else, which because I've been talking about hormones, and I apologise for people that aren't interested in that. However, I did just want to add that there's so many benefits to the fasting.
Oh,
so
yes.
like we've incorporated it in our program to help us to reduce our weight. But the health benefits of fasting are amazing. And so just sort of keep that in the back of your mind as well, that if you're new to this, or even if you're old to this, and sometimes you might have a bit of a struggle, while you are fasting, your body is actually healing itself. So I think that is a major thing, because we do get to periods in our lives where we start to notice a few things maybe aren't feeling how they used to when we were much younger. And so the fasting is a great healing program, and it's free. It's not going to cost you anything. It's something that you can do yourself. And so I really just want to hone in on that point, that it is really, really good for healing whatever you have going on in your body.
Yeah, maybe on some other call, we can really go deeper in those health benefits, because there's so many, and we hear so many talks about it as well. And it's really, really, really a new way of life that is pretty amazing. So
yeah.
Thanks again, Heather. Thank you. Now we want to hear from Carola. I know you're happy to share a little bit your experience, because Carola is just starting a couple of weeks, huh? Is it a couple of weeks? I'll let you explain and share your experience on the program, Carola.
I can't remember when it was that I came back into the fold as such. But it has been, it might be a little bit over a month.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Might be. But so I rang Heather after just having absolutely no success. I was plateauing with my weight, and I was just beyond fed up with getting nowhere. And so I gave Heather a call, and we had this long conversation. She just discovered the book. And so she was up, and so I said, okay, well, I'm going to go and get it. And so I did, and I read it, and I will recommend it to everybody. I had no idea that, it didn't occur to me that, our hormones are relevant to fasting. Just didn't occur to me. Duh. But it makes a lot of sense that we have these, very intricate cycles that we need to pay attention to. And so I did my first 5-day fast, and I lost, I think it was something like 1.5 kilos in 5 days.
Mm-hmm. That's very good.
Was
4 pounds.
Yeah, that was pretty significant for me, because I hadn't done that for a long time. And then I actually did the 36-hour fast, because I had been for the last year doing 2 lots of 24-hour fasts in a week, and they were great, but they weren't doing anything to shift my weight. Oh. So what I did then, because I was used to, so I went to do the 36-hour fast because I knew that I could do the 24-hour fast really easily.
Mm-hmm.
The first
it might be scary for some people, to think about 36 hours. But if you feel like it and if you can do it, it's really amazing.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it straight out off the bat. I had actually worked up to it. I had been doing the delayed breakfasts for quite a long time, and then I'd been doing the 24 hours 2 times a week for a year before I did the 36-hour fast.
Okay.
So
I
had quite used to it.
Yes.
And even when I went and did the 36-hour fast, which is in the book, it's the weight loss period. That was difficult for me because I've got 2 teenage kids who are always and I was like, oh no, I can't join you. No, I've got to stay out of the kitchen. So that was a challenge for me. But I did get them on board, and I had to remind them, no, I'm doing this fast. Don't come at me with food. But they were good. They did remember. So that was a lovely little introduction for me. So I'm back here again because we've just had holidays, and I did indulge in my holidays. So I'm wanting to reduce my weight again. So you
look quite thin. You don't have that much to lose.
Oh, well, you're just looking at my face, Murray France.
Oh, okay. You're hiding. Okay. Good.
Yeah,
so
comes off my face first.
Always. Yeah, that always goes like that. But we want to lose it there.
I've got to push it down there.
Yeah. So have you lost more after the first 5 days? Did you lose more weight?
Yeah, I did. I started at 70 and I had got down to 67.2.
Oh, okay.
And then I put it all back on.
Oh, well, no, it's going to go easy because, like you've lost it already. So when you start again.
I've done it once. I can do it again.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Now, anyone that has questions here, you can ask them. That's the right time if you wanted to ask any question or share. But we can hear from Steve as well. I know Steve has had great results. And can you just share a little bit your experience, Steve?
Hi, Mary France. Hi, everybody. Look, my experience has been a bit up and down, and initially I had great results, and I have plateaued a couple of times, but that's more because I haven't been focused on what I've focused on the routine, and I had events and all that sort of stuff, which is just stories, but that's what happens. But the thing that I've been concentrating on, certainly over the last couple of weeks, is increasing my exercise. So getting my steps up and getting my body moving again. And I'm finding that's really helping. It, elevates my mood. I feel great. I'm walking a couple of times a day now, including a little bit of running. Just to get my legs going again. It's suddenly sort of opened the door saying, okay, well, you've done this much, take it to the next level. So
how much have you lost altogether since the beginning?
Since the beginning, I was down about 7 kilos.
Wow.
That's crept up a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, like we were saying just before, it comes off again easily.
So, if I'm correct, it was 7 kilos in 5 weeks, isn't it?
About that, yes. Yeah.
So that's quick. That's because you also don't have a lot to lose. You don't have much more weight to go. Only 4 or 5.
That's right. Yeah. About 5 at the moment.
Okay.
At the weight that I was feeling uncomfortable and sluggish and not able to move freely as much as I wanted to.
Mm.
And so the initial Kickstart, got me going. That felt really, really good, and that encouraged me to do more.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's fantastic. Thank you so much, Steve. And if anyone wants to ask question, or if you'd like to be in touch with us or with the person that invited you here, they will be able to answer your question and help you. And welcome to the team and to the program for those that are joining for the first time. Now, thank you so much to Heather. She's gone from here. If you can see, we don't see her because she told me that she had an appointment to go to, and I said you just go when you have to go. So, but we heard how passionate she is about the subject. She was just so amazing. So thank you, Heather, wherever you are. And thanks everyone for joining us today. Please ask all the questions and get all your answers. Write a comment in this video here if you want to, or reach out to us. We're here to support and help you and welcome you into the 5-day Slimdown Kickstart program. Thanks everyone also for sharing, Camilla and Steve. Thanks for sharing your results, your experience. And we will be in touch because we will be doing a lot of different information coming to you in the next few weeks and during this month. So happy month of May, everyone. It's amazing, already the month of May. And so let's go and invite some extra people to join. I think that the best thing to do is to do it together with a friend. So let's bring in some new people into this group. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining today, and we'll see you again the next time. Bye-bye.
See you later.